Hi, I'm Bill Wald, Senior Director of Business Professional Development and Standards here for the Chicago Association of Realtors. Today we're going to talk about something that's not an uncommon feature of taking the proficiency exam, or any exams for that matter, and that's test anxiety. There's three things you need to succeed in a testing environment: preparation, organization, and practice. Remember, practice makes perfect. Now, there are signs of test anxiety. One of them is mental blackout of what you studied. There are some people who come right up to the test and are ready to take it, and they've completely blanked out of anything that they studied and have no idea what they're looking at. They also have racing thoughts of failure. Remember, you won't fail. Be positive. You'll do well on the exam. They also know the answers after the test, but not while taking it. That's not uncommon. Some people just completely blank out when they take an exam. And that has to do with poor concentration. When you come in to take an exam, such as the proficiency exam that you'll be taking over the next year, make sure you concentrate and make sure you know what you're looking at. Some other signs are nausea, sweating, clammy hands, racing heart, and nervousness. All these are signs of test anxiety. They're not uncommon, and you're not alone in this whole test anxiety situation. But there is a way to beat test anxiety. Test anxiety is not uncommon. Now, some people just test well and are relaxed. And we all know those people. They just seem to flow right through the exam and do very, very well. Some people become very tense and end up doing not as well. So remember, before the test, learn what is on the test. Not the answers, but what the content of the test is. Now, for instance, in this case, will it be a multiple choice real estate questions? And that's what it will be. Your test will have to do with real estate. Find out how many questions and what type of questions they are. True, false, multiple choice, essay questions. In our case with the proficiency exam, they're multiple choice. Also find out the amount of time there is for the exam. For the proficiency exam, it's an hour and a half. So you know you have an hour and a half, a full hour and a half, 90 minutes to take the exam. Make sure you sign up for a class with an instructor and take prep class and prep tests. Those kind of tests will help you relieve anxiety by practicing quite a bit. Make sure you study areas that you're unsure of. If you're unsure about appraisal, you may want to study that a little bit more. If you're unsure about policies and procedures, you may want to just check up on that a little bit. One really important thing about test anxiety and taking classes in general is ask questions of your instructor. No question is a dumb question. You need to ask questions. That's how you're going to get your answers. Another thing is read relative textbooks. Now, this will assist you significantly in reading textbooks that help you. CAR has a number of textbooks that you can look, and we have the refresher course textbook that you can take a look at. But most importantly, set a study schedule and be consistent about it. If you're setting aside an hour and a half every night, be consistent in doing that. Write out questions that you have from a test book. Write out answers. Write out questions you'll have for your instructor. Now, here are some really significant things for you to do before the exam. For instance, the night before the exam, get a good night's sleep. We're not in our 18, 19, and 20s anymore. You have to get a good night's sleep. Those eras of staying up all night and studying are over. And in actuality, those cramming sessions really don't work. Take about an hour and review some areas that may concern you before the night before. And those kind of things will help you. Don't focus on the negative. Focus on the positive, that you're going to do well. There's a 95% passing rate for the proficiency exam. There's a great chance that you're going to do well and pass. So just be positive about it. Most importantly, be relaxed. Do something that's not focused on the exam for the next day. Do something at home, something that has nothing to do with the exam. Now, the day of the exam, get up and have a good meal. Now, this will provide energy to your body and your brain. So you've always heard that an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Well, you want to make sure you have a good meal in the morning. Get to the exam site early. Arrive early so you can get comfortable with the surroundings and make sure that you're sitting in the place you want to sit and that you know what's going on. Most importantly, only bring what is necessary for the exam and to check in for the exam. Last-minute review of notes and textbooks usually confuse people and make them tenser. So going through a rapid number of books and pages may just confuse you more. More importantly, again, think positively about your abilities. You know real estate. Make sure you take the ability to look at it and say, I know what I'm doing. I can do this. Now, during the exam, answer easy questions first, and this helps build confidence. Go through the exam and look at it and say, I know these answers. I'll go through these first. Review the questions throughout the test briefly and become familiar with them as you're going along. Now, when looking at multiple choice questions, first eliminate answers that are wrong. You know that they're right out wrong, they don't make any sense. And subjectively review the others. Now, most importantly, take your time. You have an hour and a half. Though you have a time span, use it to your advantage. Some people like to take an exam real quick and get it over with and get out. Just make sure you take the time. You have an hour and a half. One real important thing is, do not second guess your gut. If you know the answer, do not read too much into the question. If you read through a question and you know that's the answer, go with your answer. One factor that you really need to do, and this is a mistake a lot of people make, especially with test anxiety, is check to make sure you've filled out all the information before you turn in your test. Some people don't even fill out the name part, or they forget their license. When you do the proficiency exam, you're going to have to provide 2 forms of picture ID. That will need to be a state driver's license or a federal ID of some kind, etc. You will need 2 forms of picture ID to bring with you, and your license number. Now let me tell you, test anxiety is real. Some people do very well, and some people just have a difficult time with it. Be confident of what you have learned. Draw upon your life experience in real estate. You will do a good job. Think about it, talk to yourself, make sure that you're confident in what you're doing. CAR will be offering a few test anxiety classes over the next months if you're interested in taking those. Look at the CAR website, they'll be available for you. Good luck and have a good real estate exam.